Started taking a video of this, but apparently it's too hot in my garage and my phone doesn't like it. So I didn't get any good shots of putting on the timing cover. Timing cover, when you take it off, might have a gasket, a metal gasket with some rubber on it. The replacement does not come with that metal gasket. It comes with gaskets for the water passages and 2 tubes of gray RTV. That's apparently the factory service procedure for servicing it. And so I have it. Timing cover's on here. Before I put the gaskets for the water passage in there, I stuck them to the back of the timing cover with a little bit of RTV because there's no like channels or anything in this to hold them around. So I imagine it could be a little tricky, and it looks like I got them in the right place. I got it on there, but just snug down right now. Let's see, you can see right here. You can see there's the gray RTV, and that's one of the blue over there is one of the gaskets for the water passage. So I'm just going to snug down these bolts now to their torque spec. So after I got this gasket in, I'm deciding better against it. I don't like how this one works. Either I misunderstood how it's supposed to be put on, because when you crank it down, it's just pushing out, and that's not going to seal anything. So I don't like how that looks. I don't think it's going to work. The ones on the side are doing the same thing. Can't see because it's hard to get down in there. But so I'm going to take that apart and scrape off all the silicone and order another gasket similar to the one that was on it. Anyway, I didn't like that, how it went together, so I bought another gasket off of Amazon, which has got the whole piece on it. It still comes with these, and I'm still confused as to what exactly you're supposed to do with these, because the one that I took apart off the engine, this is the only gasket it's got. You know, this one, you know, that's for the crank, I know that. But these other ones, I'm really not sure. I'm missing something as to where those are supposed to go, but from what I can tell, this is the only gasket that I'm going to need to put the timing cover back on. And this looks, you know, like I said, this is some Amazon brand. It looks fine, and hopefully it'll do the job. So I'm going to get that put back on there. Try and put this timing cover back on. So the timing cover bolts all are supposed to be torqued down in a particular order. And I have a diagram that shows me what that order is. But rather than having to go back and forth to the diagram, what I did is I took my paint marker and I marked it on my timing cover. So I know all the bolts, what order, you know, what order I'm supposed to be tightening these in, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. And then I took my paint marker and I got all my bolts marked too. So I can just go right down the line. I know what bolt goes where. And that was something that I'm finding is working really well for me, because this is you know, second time I tried to put this on because I screwed up the gasket the first time. But definitely something that I've found helpful if you don't mind writing on your engine. So today I'm going to keep trying to put this engine back together. I got the timing chain cover back on, got all that in there. This valve cover is just sitting on there. I was just fitting it to see. I got to put the seal on there still. But yeah, so the next thing is this harmonic balancer pulley. It's just pushed on the end of the shaft right now. But issue here is the bolt that holds it in isn't long enough to reach the threads. So got a loaner tool, AutoZone harmonic balancer installer, and that should help me get that in there. Get it pushed down to the shaft. And then rest of the stuff put back together. Valve covers, intake manifold, rest of the stuff up on top. Got some coolant sensor, various other things, and then all the accessories on the front, air conditioning, alternator, power steering, put the fan back in, etc. So that's my plan. Well, that didn't work. So this harmonic balancer installer tool, this is the bolt it comes with. It comes with a bolt and then an adapter for the right size. Is a M14 bolt. Problem here is this piece on the end. This right here is too wide. It won't go inside. Goes in a little bit, but it's too big to fit inside the shaft. Because as you can see, There's the original bolt, and that's way too wide. So I'm gonna have to figure something else out. All right, let's try this again. I think I got what I need now. There's another tool called a long reach harmonic balancer installer. And as you can see, bolts are a lot longer on this one. So just went to AutoZone and swapped out the one I had for this one, and this is the one that I need right there. That should reach in there good. That's plenty long enough. So that will allow me to get this back in. So I got all new gaskets for the intake manifold too. And so this is pretty interesting. I started trying to take this out, and wow, look at these old gaskets. This thing is so brittle. It's just like rock solid. This is gonna be fun. There's the new one. A little more flexible. But yeah, these are gonna be fun to get out. I got part of this one out. Wow, look at that. That is like crazy, like hard and brittle. So yeah, definitely needs new gaskets. Old gaskets out, new gaskets in. Some of them actually came out in one piece, surprisingly, but they're still very brittle. Those are probably the original gaskets. This thing's got about 156,000 miles on it, so guess it's not surprising they're brittle after that amount of time. Alright, intake's in. New gaskets all around. New throttle body gasket. Now, got coolant sensor and fuel rails, fuel injectors. So, got the fuel injectors over here. Got new O-rings for them too. So we're taking those O-rings off, kind of wiping them off a little bit. Clean it up a little bit. Put new O-rings on. Put the injectors back in. So I just noticed this as I was taking the O-rings off the injectors. So this is the left side, driver's side. And then look at these injectors on the right side, passenger side. That right side is the side that had the bad gasket. So definitely something was overheated, especially on that side, because you can see the plastic is all like screwed up and everything on these injectors. As far as I know, they're still working. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty interesting, the difference between the injectors from one side of the engine to the other. So yeah, that's definitely something happened on that side of the engine, which is the same side that I had the head gasket leak on. So anyway, like I said, I think they're still working. I'm going to put them back together. We'll see. Maybe I'll have to replace the right side injectors if it still doesn't want to run smooth, or if I run into problems later. But for now, I'm just going to put it together and see if it runs. Alright, I've been making progress. Fuel rail on, bolted in, injectors, etc. I haven't hooked up any of the connections or the gas line yet, so I still got to do that. You know, all the electrical connections, but you know, got all that on. Got the fan back in, which is really fun to get in there, but it does squeeze in and out. Just definitely recommend doing the fan before you try and put the accessories back on, because I put the AC compressor on first, and well, I had to take it back off because it was in the way of getting the fan in and out. Anyway, AC compressor, and I'm working on the power steering pump now. Then after that, got to put the alternator on and the belt and the idler pulley, and still hook up all the connections and the throttle body and the throttle and everything else. But it's getting there. It's starting to look a little bit more like an engine again. I mean, it always looked like an engine, but you know, not an engine that's, you know, not half disassembled. All right, getting real close. Got a few more things to get in. Got to put the spark plugs and coils back on, get them all hooked up, put the belt back on, put the battery in, change the oil, because when the timing cover came off, you know, all kinds of coolant dumped out of there. So I want to get the oil changed before I run it, and fill the cooling system back up, because, well, once again, a bunch of coolant dumped out, so that's empty. But yeah, just on the final few things here. All right, I think I have everything hooked up. Got oil in it, got the battery in it, ignition coils, plugs, antifreeze, everything. Didn't put the airbox back on yet, just in case there's something else I forgot that's, you know, I need to get to. But yeah, I guess it's the moment of truth. Let's see what happens. I would not be surprised if it runs rough or doesn't start right away, since it's been sitting for so long. And I had the fuel line off. There's that lovely blend door problem that these WJs with the dual climate control are known for. Give that a minute to finish doing its thing. Alright. Prime the pump a couple more times here. See what happens.
Moments later.
So, hooked up fuel pressure gauge. I got no fuel pressure. Trying to figure this out for a minute, and then it dawned on me, hey, did I pull out the relay? And sure enough, there's the relay. It's missing. I just had it, there it is. I had it sitting in here, and this is like a spare spot. There's nothing there. But yeah, when I disconnected, before I disconnected the fuel line, I pulled the fuel pump relay. So that would explain why I have no fuel pressure. So see if that makes it work any better. Imagine that would help. Getting fuel pressure now. So I'm going to pull that gauge off and then try this.
A few moments later.
And found one of my injectors. The plug was not plugged in. I think I knocked it out of there, bumped it, or pulled it off accidentally when I was putting other stuff on. So let's try this again. Fourth, fifth, I don't know how many times the charm, right?
More moments later.
So we know we got fuel. It's acting like there's no spark, and I checked all the plugs on all the coils and everything, and then I'm thinking, okay, what else? And camshaft sensor. I was like, all right, maybe I didn't plug that in. Sure enough, camshaft sensor wasn't plugged in, and that yeah, would definitely affect it, because if it doesn't know where the camshaft is, it can't figure out the timing. So try this again. Power steering is making hella noise, but it runs. So I'm gonna turn that off and put some more fluid in it.